on you, it's over. You better be ready, ain't no hold up. I might be too much for you to handle. Especially if I get you where the angle. Gonna get you to go down.
Hello, and welcome to Minimum Effort, a podcast about sumo and stuff. And
Mostly
Minkin, go
stuff
ahead and
more than
introduce
sumo.
yourself, please. Minkin,
Mostly
please.
more than stuff. More stuff than sumo. But I'm your host in Wales, Mengkin. That's my co-host, Mr. JJ, and today we have a special guest for our national, our episodes leading up to national. We have AJ from New York Sumo Club.
Whoa! Boom, boom. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. I love being here already.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing sumo?
Oh, it all started back and I was like 2 years now. It's been 2 years since I've been doing sumo. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. And you did. What was your first tournament?
My first tournament was my first tournament was nationals. Was nationals of that. Yeah, that was my first tournament. I didn't do any tournaments my first entire year of sumo. I thought I needed at least like I gave myself 365 days of sumo before I felt like I at least had the right to, kind of step into a tournament mindset and, setting and environment. And then my first tournament of the next year was March, was national. So
Okay. Um, so going into nationals, give me a little bit of that mindset because there's one video that you'll see on this. At this point it won't be SoCal Sumo Breakdown. It'll be the Nationals prediction or Nationals whatever. There's one match that you did with one of my students, Marshall, and
okay.
it was exactly what you were practicing in the hotel or the Airbnb or whatever it was. It was
Oh,
the arm drag
yeah.
to the leg pick. It was
Oh, yeah.
exactly. It was,
Oh,
and then you made a clip of it. I was like, that it's
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely flawless. You look at that and you look at what you did, and it was exactly the same. So, can you talk about your mindset going into that tournament?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I want to say my coach Dan at 100% said I should not be uploading clips of me doing any moves. But I want to make clear he highly said let's not upload footage of you training or doing anything. Like let's keep it secret. But I thought it was still nice to upload. I had friends that thought it would be nice as a clip to upload, so it went up. But yeah, my mindset really just goes into more of a flow state. I don't want to think too much. Being a smaller guy, I do prioritize techniques. I prioritize memorizing all of the Market in the pamphlet that we have. I try to memorize all of them and do all of them and make it practical. But obviously, there are a few that are your favorite. Of course, there's a few moves you prioritize in a battle. And so I just thought, okay, even though I know like a bunch of moves and I like to practice and have fun, what are the real fundamental ones that are going to come out instinctively? Like I don't have to really think too much in the heat of battle. If I feel overwhelmed or if I feel stuck for a second, what am I going to resort to or go to? And so, um, honestly, I just let my body flow. And so that arm drag into the leg kick, that was only because that's something that I felt my body did naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even consider like the leg kicks one of my favorite moves to do out of all of the market. It just happens that that's just a move that I'm naturally strong with, and that's a move that I naturally go to.
Interesting. You said something that I want to dive a little deeper on. You said it wasn't your favorite. So, what is your favorite Kimarte?
So my favorite Kimarite, which I have not done yet, it is my favorite, but because it's my favorite, I haven't done it yet. It is the Zubinetti. It is the head pivot twist. I have not been able to do that move, man, for the 2 years I've been doing sumo. And I don't know if I ever will be able to do that move, but it is one of my favorites. And yeah, that's like a move that I think once I hit that move, I can comfortably hang up my Yokozuna sash of sumo and call it there. I've done it. I've done all I needed to do.
Yeah, it's definitely different when somebody lets you do it in practice, but like trying to get
Yeah,
that like in like actual bout is you need to be in the right position at the right time. You need to feel that
Yep.
body weight shift and then go for
Yeah,
it. But like, who is purposely going for it, right? That's the thing.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like who's putting yourself in such an advantageous position? You have to be underneath your opponent and being them smaller. They already outweigh you. If they just drop all their weight up, like this is such a vulnerable position. You have to be on the back foot, and so I think that's just like trying to pull that move off is just incredibly difficult. At least for me.
yeah, and it's risky. Like, if you're trying to win that tournament, why would you do something risky when you can win with
Yes, a
That
Pro
leg
part.
or
kick. Yeah,
Yorikiri?
That
yeah,
part.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that dictates my sumo a lot too. I don't really do many flashy moves. I do things
Unless
that
it's
are.
practice. Unless it's
Oh, if it's
practice,
practice, I'm
then you
doing
like
all the
doing the
fancy.
Uchimuso and
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Sakomuso.
Well, also I'll
yeah.
use Uchimuso in tournament, but I'm not trying to Uchimuso all the way to a win. I just want to redirect the person, right? So a lot of my Kimarte attempts are just to build Kazushi. Um, your previous experience, are you have a wrestling background? Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, I have a Greco-Roman wrestling background. Yeah, so
Can you
mostly upper body stuff.
can you speak about your training for that?
Yeah, it was when I did it when I did Greco-Roman, I was a lot lighter. I was roughly 115 pounds, almost 40 pounds lighter than what I am now. So it was the weight I was moving and working with was a lot of lower back exercises. It tended to be a lot of chest exercise, a lot of humbling and pushing and being able to like kind of shift your upper body really quickly, so if you're chest to chest or head to head with someone, you quickly just shift your shoulder over and have them fumble forward a little bit to get behind them. So there's a lot of pushing and pulling, on, especially on the upper body. And then, yeah, I mean, that training was just lifting a bunch.
Do
I
you,
used the term heavy relative to me back then, picking up like 100 pounds and lower back exercise with 100 pounds was kind of heavy.
mm.
But yeah, I mean, that's
Do
really
you
what it
think
was, lower
that
back.
Greco-Roman transferred over to your sumo well?
I think so. I think it really gave me a strong upper body and good hand fighting. A lot of like wrist control, arm control, a lot of keeping my elbows tucked in. That's something that I figure some new people have issues with, just keeping your elbows tucked in, because you know it's get when the opponent's thrusting into, they put their hands under your arms, and it's like that's like if you really have trouble touching your arms, then that you're just
Mm.
gonna get pushed out every time. So I feel like I was that was something I did naturally before the sumo.
How long were you Greco-Roman wrestling for?
About 2 years, about a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And through high school, did you do like folk style wrestling or anything along those lines?
No, my school didn't really have wrestling like as a staple. It was more of like a extracurricular activity. It was more like something that you do outside of a different club. Like it was something that you would just do as community service or community
Right.
sort of thing. It wasn't like a school wrestling team, nothing like that. No.
That tracks. That tracks.
Yeah.
There's always an elephant in the room when it comes to people doing sumo, and I think that um, the elephant's even bigger when you're smaller. What got you into sumo? Like you're
Yeah.
fairly like smaller stature person, right? Like in the
Yeah.
scheme of like the idea of sumo. So what
Yeah.
got you through that door?
Um, I was looking for no shade to sumo. I was looking for a wrestling club because I really lifted weights and I just wanted to do wrestling. I wanted to go back to doing either Greco-Roman or I wanted to do freestyle and try it. Like I wanted to find a club somewhere that did strictly wrestling. That was it. I wasn't completely looking for sumo. I was looking for wrestling. And a lot of these gyms are like BJJ gyms that have like one wrestling day a week, and then they do like a Muay Thai. You know, it's like a mixed gym. It's not just wrestling. And so then I saw sumo, and I thought, well, okay. I mean, obviously, sumo wrestling is. I looked into it a little bit, and I've obviously been a big fan of the Japanese culture before sumo wrestling. I love samurais. I played all of the Ninja Gaiden games growing up. Like I've always loved playing video games. But yeah, I saw it, and I was like, what, I just wrestled big guys. I was like, I already wrestled big guys in Greco-Roman. Like I was a small guy at 115, and the guys weren't like 300 pounds. So you know, they were like 160 or 150 pounds. Still, I was used to wrestling bigger people. So I was like, Now that I feel more stronger, I have more muscle. I'm like, this is something I can do. My ego kind of led me right into the sumo club, and I quickly got humbled by people like Dan. And as I went on and met more people, I quickly got humbled, and I learned more technique. And yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah, because even for lightweight, AJ, you're like 50 pounds under like the limit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
no,
like
yeah, yeah. You're right.
even smaller than me, and I don't even have muscles. You have a lot of muscles. I don't even have muscles, and you're like still like
Yeah,
what am I now?
it,
Like 185 or something. So about 50 pounds lighter than me.
yeah,
With that being said, I'm assuming you're doing nationals, right? I think that's on the record. But the following year, they're going to readjust the weight categories, right? And
yeah.
there's been talk of either a 70 kg or a 77 kg. How
I'm
does
hearing 70.
I've been hearing both. I'm not sure. I hear 70 or 77. I think 70 makes the most sense. 77 doesn't make as much sense if you keep it at 85. But that's where they're thinking about moving all of the divisions. So how
Okay.
do you feel that there's a possibility that a division is going to fit within your actual body frame?
Um, I I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel. I don't think. I mean, even if I haven't really thought about it too much, but I do feel that if there is a 70 or 77 kg, I probably will still. I probably still will compete in the 189 pound. Like I still will compete in lightweight. That's kind of where like I see myself visually. Even if I magically just put on like a few pounds and I'm like 175 or 176, I'm still gonna compete against the 190ers. I still feel like that's where I don't want to say there won't be any competition at 70 kg or anything like that, but I think I want to leave that for some of the people who want to try sumo for the first time. Like I want like
Hmm.
people who are more new to sumo who like are afraid to hop in the ring with a 300-pound guy. I think
Mhm,
uh, those lighter categories is a good place for them to start. You know what I mean? Like I
mhm.
Yeah.
don't want to go in there and being like 2 years experience, 3 years experience, and I'm used to wrestling against 400-pound guys, 300-pound guys, and then I got to go up against someone who's never wrestled a 300-pound guy, even if they did wrestling at 140 pounds. You know, it's like
What I
it's
will
different.
say is that on the world stage, it's already both of those divisions are extremely defined and flushed out, especially in Europe. So the world class talent in 70 and 77 are terrifying. They are really, really good. So it's not in America, it's going to be like you would be within the top. Also, it might get Joe out of retirement, which I think would be a really fun match for you. I've been really
Okay,
trying to push Joe. I'm almost
okay,
like if he said if there is a 70 kg, he's in. And
yeah.
I'm like, all right, all right.
Oh
Like
man,
I
oh
started
man.
building my tournaments around featherweight. There featherweight is the biggest division I have at the SoCal Open. I
Wow. Okay, I need to pull up the SoCal one of these years to
Bro,
see what's
I got
popping
like
over there.
10 or 11 guys competing
Wow,
in featherweight. And then because it's
that's
featherweight, I'm like, well, this is an experimental division, so you guys can go up to lightweight also.
Yeah.
And there's a
yeah,
couple lightweights that are like they're like, hell yeah, let's go, little guys. I'm like,
yeah.
these aren't little guys, like they're not
No,
these
no,
guys are
yeah,
seasoned.
yeah, yeah. The small guys are like, again, I might be smaller, or like I'm 165, but I definitely would rather wrestle like the 300-pound guys than the 150-pound guys. Those guys are quick and scramble and they're sprawly. I don't like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
They are
Exactly.
Have
all.
you went against some of the heavyweights that are as fast as a lightweight?
Um, I wouldn't know them by name, but I've gone
I'll
against some.
give you one. It's so
Yeah,
Angel Della Torre. His Tachiai, when his Tachiai is on point, he's faster than any lightweight's Tachiai. I'm talking about like Ed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who his
yeah,
Tachiai is fast. His it's faster than Eric from North Carolina. And I'm just like, oh my god! And he steps in, and it's like big chest, and he's not the
Yeah,
biggest lightweight, or biggest heavyweight, but he's way bigger than
yeah,
me.
yeah. He's a big guy. Yeah, I think I met him at the Olympia. He went to the Olympia and I met him. I don't think we've had a match, but yeah, he definitely looks fierce. I haven't battled him. I would love to get in the ring with a
It's a
lot of
good
these guys. Like,
match.
I'd love to get in the ring with these guys, especially because I know I'm not the type like side. Like, I don't do too much side stepping. Like, I'm gonna just see if I can just run through them as much as possible. And probably won't be good, but we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna try it. You never know.
Um, I have a question. What does good sumo look like to you?
Hmm. Good sumo.
Good sumo.
Good sumo. Okay, that's a very good. Is very we're using it very loosely here. I see. There's no. We didn't talk about this in the before interview before you got me. You know what I mean? So
Uh-uh.
good sumo. Yeah. So good sumo. I'm gonna say good sumo is. I think good sumo. I'm gonna put good sumo is honorable sumo, and I'm gonna use honorable in whether you win or lose sense. I think good sumo is sumo that you can watch back and say I did my style. I wasn't doing something that isn't me. I'm not doing something that I wouldn't normally do. I think good sumo is your sumo.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, which which then leads to, what do you think bad sumo is?
Bad sumo. I see. I see. Well, following what I said, I have to stay true to what I said. I'm gonna say, yeah, bad sumo has to be like you trying to do something that isn't you, like just trying to do something that's not, I guess, your style of sumo. Like if you're someone who does yorikiri and you're trying to bust out like henkas, or you're trying to do leg grabs in tournament environments, like you're just risking it all.
Mm,
I feel like I would call that bad sumo. I think this is like the wrong time to be trying to pull something like that.
That means that's me then, because
yeah.
what is my sumo? Anything I can think of at the time is my sumo. So it could be anything from tsupari to yorikiri to leg picks to. I've never done a henka, so I'm not going to say I've done a henka.
Yeah,
No.
I've kicked people's in the ankle, but I've never henka before.
Well, since we're talking about Mencken and his mental preparation, which Mencken does, it's like the movie Walk Tall. He's thinking about his whole life before the match. He puts his knuckles down, he has a game plan, and then once
yeah,
the knuckles go down, everything's
it's
out the window.
gone.
It's all
Yeah, it's
gone.
gone.
And you seem to be the exact opposite, where you're practicing ahead of time, you have some ideas, you're kind of practicing patterns and things along those lines. Can you walk us
Yeah,
through a little bit of your mental game before and maybe during the match?
yeah, um, yeah. I mean, definitely the opposite. I do not try to blank. I don't think of too much stuff outside of like before the tournament. Like I'm not thinking of family. I'm not thinking of anything. Maybe like a little hungry before, but like I'm not. That's not, like a little food maybe, but like that's about it. Going into it, yeah, my practice is I try to get my body used to what I'm going against. Like I don't normally check the schedule to see who I'm fighting. I don't check to see who I'm matched up against, what the brackets look like. I just think, okay, whoever I get in the ring with, right? I know my strengths. I don't need to know their strengths. I don't watch footage. I don't watch so much footage on these people. I just feel like, okay, I know my strengths. I know where I'm weak at. And so let's not get to where I'm weak at. Let's stay where I'm strong. And if I remember at where I'm weak, my body would just do what it does naturally, and whatever happens, happens.
You're a very competitive person, aren't you?
Yeah, I used to play video games competitively. Yeah, I'm very competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen AJ's videos when he went against Edobo when he was up there? It was like nonstop. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting because I actually my matches were kind of like I felt really good in our matches, even like losing. Like I went like 4-16, and I won like a 4 for the matches maybe. I still felt really good. Like even on the losses, I felt like even though it was a loss, at least like half of those losses, it was like it could have went anyone's way. Like if one slip up or if I moved a certain way, like or if I just didn't put my hand down, like, it could have been like it actually could have been close, and so I was like, I wasn't too bad at my losses. Some of them were just flat out overwhelmed, and then the other ones were kind of like, okay. I mean, like if that had happened on the road stage, would I have been mad at it? No, I really wouldn't have been too mad. It looked close, and anyone could have said, hey, that was like a close match.
I I have a question about. I am no longer a lightweight. I was a lightweight for most of my competitive career, but now
It's
Okay.
about
I
half now, isn't it?
now it's about half. Yeah. But what is a technique that you think a lightweight is you don't expect a lightweight to do? Like an
I don't
underrated technique.
that a lightweight does.
Against another lightweight or like against someone?
Dealer's
Doesn't matter.
choice. Dealer's choice.
Okay. I think against another lightweight, I wouldn't expect the lightweight to be so solid. I try to prioritize my sumo to be solid, like being having very grounded, very like being able to take hits from big guys and then not moving, even if it's like obviously not what you expect me to do is to charge into someone and stand there and belt lock with them. That's not what you expect a lightweight to do. You're like, oh, a lightweight wants to run and scramble. So if a lightweight does that to a bigger guy or a smaller guy, it kind of would surprise me. If someone wants to lock down and stand in the middle of the ring. But yeah, I think that's like what surprises me if they're solid, like if they're not really strong. Like if anyone can be strong, you have good grip strength and good pull strength. It's when they're solid, when you hit someone and they lock belts and you're putting your chest against theirs and you're moving, you can literally feel that like nothing's moving. Their legs aren't moving. They're just really grounded. And so yeah, so far I haven't really encountered too many. Like I really don't have too many lightweights who feel. Most lightweights feel like a stick with a board in front of
Mm.
them, where like they're very quick to just fall over or quickly snap out of the way. No one has just been like a solid wall where like I know that this person's not gonna. If I push all I got, I know they're not gonna move out of their way. They're just gonna come stand there and not move.
So you had a really great performance at nationals, a really great performance at the Emperor Club. Also, congrats on your guys' second one coming up. I saw the flyer.
Oh
Congrats.
yes,
Like
yes,
that's
thank
gonna
you,
be
thank you.
dope. I don't know if I can make it or not, but I want to. I really want to. But
I would love to have you there.
so you guys have like a lot going on in a lot of different peoples. You got Jamie
Yep,
Nottingham, right? Something
yep,
along those lines. And he's like a bulk traditional wrestler plus jujitsu. You have a lot of different styles that come in from New York into your club. What
yeah.
style do you think works best? Just like green, just a green person.
Green, uh,
So you know how like you
green
got
person.
judo people, you got wrestling,
Yeah,
you got you have like sway jaw out there. We don't really have that,
yeah.
so like all
I
the
think
different.
green would obviously be someone who does sumo. Obviously, who has like who does sumo is like green. If you do sumo, you're green. I'm gonna say like I really want like everyone like would quickly jump to say like judo is really good because it's throwing. But I tend to feel like a lot of the guys who have come with judo, Josh being the judo Josh, the one who won the Empire Cup, him being the exception, most judo people tend to stand too high and they feel really comfortable falling over. Like I wouldn't give judo a really good base. So I don't want to say that they're really good. Like they have good technique in throwing. But for
I
sumo, you don't want to be stood up high.
I think
JJ, what
that
was a good quote
for
that
judo,
Byamba said to you?
judo bad, sumo good, judo
Yeah,
bad,
yeah.
and
Like
it's because you can't do tachi, like the mental gap in it just doesn't work. It took me
yeah,
forever to develop tachi because in judo you're literally could never do that. If you do that, you
yeah,
will be thrown. And
yeah.
then when somebody's coming at you full charge in your head, it's like, oh, they're giving me 100% kazushi. I should be able to
To
offset this.
twist them over.
And then what ends up happening is you end up getting pushed out most of the time, right? So there's this weird like mental connection with sumo. Or with judo and sumo. There's a weird little block there. I think that it's
Yeah,
good once you're like tied in and maybe grabbing the
Yeah,
mawashi, and then you have your hip and frame connection. I think that that's good there.
yeah,
But my own personal opinion, I will say, I think wrestling, folk
yeah,
style wrestling, it gives you a little bit better as long as they're not a double leg dependent person. If they're a double leg
yeah.
dependent person,
This isn't. Yeah, it's
they
not good
always
for you.
lose.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I would say wrestling has. Yeah, I was gonna give it to wrestling, especially not. I wouldn't say my wrestling, Greco-Roman. Greco-Roman is really good for upper body, but again, we tend to, besides being locked up and having our hips away, we do tend to stand up too high when we're grabbing each other trying to go for throws.
Mm,
I think I think folk style is much more comfortable, but then you got to break the habit of like putting a hand down or bringing your knee to the mat. Sometimes that's like a habit that can be broken in a couple of months of doing sumo. But other than that, they have really good they have really good base. They're really low to the ground center of gravity. They're good pushing and pulling timing. They have really good timing to snap someone down really quickly or swing around someone. So I would have gave the folk style wrestling and say like that's like besides the hand and the knee. And again, if they're double leg dependent, then yeah, I think folk style wrestling is like something. If you have folk style wrestling, you're probably gonna be really good in sumo.
um, can we talk about your club? You guys are doing
Yeah,
so much, and it's really inspiring on the opposite coast. I see everything everybody's doing, right there. We're in
yeah,
a tiny community,
yeah,
and you guys are doing big things in the Big Apple. Can
yeah,
you
yeah,
speak to just how some of that is organized? I know that you're a
yeah,
competitor, but I'm assuming it's all hands on deck when it comes to like your guys' outreach.
yeah, yeah. First off, bless the NY Sumo Club. I owe it all to those guys at the NY Sumo Club. They have done nothing but be warm, welcoming, and give me all the love and support and kindness and teaching that they've done. Without them, I would be nowhere near as good in sumo as I am. Praise to Dan, coach, Oscar, the president, and all my competitors there. Um, but yeah, the club, we definitely all try to help out what we can. It is a it is a team effort. We try. Most of our outreach is done by the president and vice president. Most of the time, there are some events where we tend to go to. Some people go to, like of course, like if there's we are spread throughout different martial arts, and of course, we have different people who compete different things. Like JJ said earlier, uh, Josh doing his judo tournaments and things, he still will wear like sumo club merch, and it's still tagged to sumo club, and still that's an outreach in sumo club. We have the Xiao Jiao with Jamie. Jamie has his own martial art that he does. He also promotes sumo club. So it's spread out through our outreach. I I I'm always in the gym, so if I see anyone at the gym and they see me training sumo, I will tell them that yeah, this is a sumo club and that's outreach to the gym. And so it's a lot of outreach through each individual networks, and we all try to have our hand in different forms of, I guess you call it physical activity. When it comes to lifting weights, when it comes to judo, when it comes to martial arts, it's we all have our hand there, each coming together to do sumo. So I think that's what really helps with outreach.
If you were going to give advice to someone that's smaller, right? So
Yeah,
like like you're a small guy, but there are smaller people that really do love sumo. But the concept of like just going out there is hard. If you had some advice for them, what would you give them?
Okay. Yeah, being a small guy, I would always say put your health first, right? Like if you are not going to tell you to not give it your all and try your best, but do understand the risk of being a smaller guy and you are fighting against bigger people. There's risk for people falling on you. There's risk for fractures. There's risk for bruises, injuries, things of such. We all have families to go home to. We all have regular jobs that we do after. So if you're smaller, you are prone to more. In some cases, if you're taking it at any competitive level, you are prone to more injuries. So definitely just consider that before you want to come to the club. You can come to the club and or come to a club and do sumo. Not a lot of clubs are going to push you to failure and hurt yourself and things of that nature. So definitely there are friendly. Every club is friendly in its own way. Every club is going to take your pace. You know, you do what you can do. Um, but I would say as a smaller guy, just go out there. I mean, how many people in your friend group can you say do sumo? And
That's true.
before, before, I always say that to people when I tell them try sumo. They're like, I've never seen it or heard about it. I'm like, well, think about like when you go to your next like Thanksgiving or family or friendsgiving or whatever. You can tell them, well, I've done sumo, and now everyone at the Thanksgiving knows one sumo wrestler. Like, you know what I mean? Like who can? Before I did sumo, I knew zero sumo wrestlers. Now I like open my phone and I literally have like I have DMs of maybe like 30 to 50 sumo wrestlers, and I'm like, this is insane. Like I would have never known anyone that does sumo if I had not just gone and did sumo.
I want to tell you that I know that you will be on a US team, and then when you do, you will compete against Japan or or share a dojo with Japan, and you will look, and 5 years it will pass by, and then you'll look and you'll be like, oh my god, the current Yokozuna is a guy that I kind of did sumo with and remembers me. So just know
Yeah,
that that is a strong possibility. If I don't gamble, but if I was to put a bet, that would be one. Um, I do want to talk about what your next goal is. What is your current goal in
okay.
sumo?
Into like yeah. I would say, am I buying a house? You know, am I
I
like
know,
getting
right?
my promotion? Yeah, like what's my next goal?
I need to get this job.
I think it's
Sheila
oh
didn't call
yeah,
me
of course.
back.
Yeah, exactly. No, sumo. My next goal in sumo is, I mean, it's like it's so stereotypical for me to say to win nationals and go to worlds. Like that's so stereotypical. I want to think on a bigger scale of sumo. Like you know, that's like some things are guaranteed. You know, I'm not gonna talk about guarantees if it's a goal. It's just something you're working towards,
Hell
not
yeah,
something you
hell yeah.
already have. You know, um, I think my next goal really would be. hmm, I guess my next goal would really. I really want to travel. I really want to travel more and compete at other events. Like I have like my main ones that I go to, which take me like months and months to like obviously like years to like afford and go to. But like I really would like to travel, even if it's not events, even if it's just to come down to meet with the Florida boys or to go over to Dallas and train to Dallas, like to do something like that and spread and connect all of the clubs is like ideally what I would want to do. That's like something that I think is really that's something I would like to like. That'd be my big goal is to travel and do more events and connect with more clubs.
Sumo has allowed me to travel I guess, travel the world, to be honest.
Yeah,
And everywhere I go, I make sure that I hit a museum. It's my wife. I tricked her into doing sumo also, so that made it really easy for us to turn every single sumo event into a honeymoon of sorts. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
That's perfect.
yeah, it's been great. It's been great, including a trip to Japan where she placed third in the world, which was
Wow.
freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's big. Congratulations. That's not something I don't think I know. Again, I don't know any woman who has placed worlds at a sumo event, and she
I
placed.
I have another question, and this could be the last one if your time is valuable. But when people watch you, what do you think they think of your sumo?
Okay, well, I'm going to answer that question in two parts. I'm gonna answer what you said as what they think, what I think they think, and what I think they should think
Bam.
when they watch my sumo. Yeah, so I'm gonna put what I think they think and what they should. Um, what they, what I think they think is that, damn, this guy's super small. Like, wow, oh my god, he's super small. He's super fast. He looks really strong. That's like the general like comments I think they would say if they watch my sumo. Like, he looks cool. He's super small. He's super fast. He looks jacked. He's ripped. He doesn't look like a sumo wrestler. Um, what I want them to think is of themselves. I want them to think that this could be you. You could be that smaller person in the sumo ring too. Like you can do it. Some people are like bigger than me, and they seem, you can just hear the way they talk, and they don't sound as confident that they could be in the ring. They sound like, oh no, I can never do that. No, no, like, and I'm like, why couldn't you? You outweigh me by like 35 pounds, and you played football as a running back. Like, why wouldn't you be able to do sumo wrestling? I've never did football. I've never done, like, why would you talk so like down on yourself as if like you have no experience? You don't know what any club is like. You've never been to a club, and it'd be different if you went to a club, they beat you up, they threw it in your neck, you got injured, and then like then I can understand. But you've never tried it, so why make it seem like it's impossible when it's not? Like, so what I want them to think is that that could be you. Like even if you're 150 pounds, even 160, you're 190, you outweigh me, you're 200 pounds. Like, oh, I can never go in there and wrestle with guys. You can. I do it. And not only do I do it, I would like to say I do it to a competitive level where like I go to nationals and I try to compete. Like I try to do it at a competitive level. So no one's saying you have to do it at my level. No one's saying you have to like get your neck pinched and land on your spine and have like be all twisted and bruised. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying come to a practice, come to a taiko, do shiko, do suriashi, get some flow bouts in, do some warm up, go home. That's it. That's really it. No one's saying to go crazy. That's it. So
I,
yeah.
I will caveat that as a person, and this is almost universal across the board, but everyone that sees your sumo, sees you doing sumo, that does sumo, right? Like all of the other sumo wrestlers, we see a person
Mm-hmm.
that is well trained, with a lot of passion, a lot of practice and patterns. Like I see that all the situations that happen out there in the dojo, and I'm speaking more of previous nationals. I have a
Yeah.
couple video breakdowns of your matches, and it's
Oh
just
wow.
it's really interesting to see that every place that you get to, you've already been before. And if you're not thinking about it mentally, your body is reacting as if you already have been there and you know how to survive from there. And it doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter the angles, how close you are to the Tawada. You really understand your spatial awareness, which is huge. And that's coming from someone watching you that knows what you're doing, right? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to like add that in. Mr.
Yeah.
Mengkin, do you have anything?
You stole my only question is what is your goal for nationals? That's my question, and you stole it from me. That's like I thought that was our thing. I thought that was my thing, and then you stole it.
We
So
never agreed that that was a thing
well,
that
it's
you
my
said.
thing now. So whenever we do more of these, it's my thing. I
Okay.
ask,
Okay. All
what is
right.
your goal for nationals? AJ's goal is to
Win.
win it.
I mean, obviously, yeah, obviously,
To win
win.
it.
Yeah, it's yeah, obviously, gotta win, gotta get first place and compete at Worlds, and then win gold at Worlds. That's
Hell
it.
yeah.
All right.
All right. So I've been doing this like one shot. So I'm gonna put a one shot to you, and I just want you to end this just saying a phrase, a quote, anything that um makes you feel important or makes which is important to you. All right.
Oh, so all right.
Anything you want.
Anything on? Okay. Wow, man, it's been fun here. I'm gonna say try sumo, please. Go look up your nearest sumo club. Try it. You could be the first in your friend group or your family to have done sumo, and you never know. Trying something for the first time can change your life, and it can give you this new outside visual on a new culture, a new environment, and I think that's being open minded is one of the most important things, and always being a student.
Once I get my hands on you, it's over, over. You better be ready, ain't no